Welcome to this edition of Backstage Pass with Lia Chang. I'm your host, Lia Chang. I am at the Asian American International Film Festival, and last night was Music Night Out. I'm standing here with Perry Young, who made his directorial debut with Stop Asian Hate, Love One Another, and his bandmate, Suenaga.
Yeah, you said it right.
And I'd love to, what a dynamic. First of all, how exciting for you to debut the film. What did it feel like for you?
Thank you so much, Leah. It was amazing, actually, because I've had an experience with ACB when I first moved to New York in 1992, and I did a video editing workshop with them, and it was back then when we were working with VHS. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, in those 30-odd years, I've appeared in ACB's festival, the Asian American International Film Festival, as an actor.
Right.
But last night was the first time as a director, and it all sort of came together as a director, musician, and actor, because June's in my band, Judo Club, and our film was made on a Judo Club song. So it was just like everything coming full circle, so it was quite amazing.
And what an amazing turnout.
Yesterday, yeah.
Were you just sort of overwhelmed by the audience?
Yeah, also a lot of young people too. So it's usually we usually do rallies and events, community events and stuff.
Right.
So but this time it's like a much younger audience and stuff.
Well, a younger audience, but then also your core community really
exactly.
turned out as well.
Yeah. Very, very grateful.
It was a really great mix of our Chinatown community and younger, like Gen Z and millennials. So it was kind of unexpected, but I was really kind of blown away by the talent, all the films and the groups that performed.
Right.
It was a music night, so they were so good. And
Every single one of them were really good.
I was getting a little nervous. I was like, oh my God, we have to follow that, But then, every group it was just about their own personality. Mm-hmm. Every group shined, every artist shined.
Stop Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Stand up together. End Asian hate forever. Unify together. End Asian hate forever. Love one another. Stop Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Come on now. We gotta stop.
And here we have Teddy. Welcome to AAIFF. What is it like to be here?
Well, it's really been an honor to really work with Perry and June and Rick because I certainly don't act, so I just they just asked me to come on, so it's really wonderful to be here and be able to help them.
Can you share any challenges you faced while making this film, especially given its important social message as well as being on the subway and everything?
Do you guys have any? I mean, during the pandemic, I just felt like I had to do something, and I could feel in my community that everybody wanted to do something but didn't know what to do. So I started a Kickstarter video campaign to say, anybody who donates to this video will be part of making this film about stopping anti-Asian hate. So it was about community involvement and solidarity, and there was no difficulty whatsoever. Well, except for the admin part of my brain, I'm not a producer, so to keep track of all the numbers and people and doing things. So I had an amazing assistant, Yi Xin. Where's Yi Xin? There's Yi Xin, production assistant and also assistant director. And who else? And Georgia Rossi is an executive producer. Yeah. And in terms of challenges, it was just incredibly fun to be involved with my community, to engage in something I call love activism.
Were there any challenges you did face while you were filming on the subway? I filmed on the subway before, and there's always like people staring, and we're like, what are they doing over there?
Okay, I have to tell the story about. So you saw that yellow balloon? That's the main prop. You know, in filmmaking world, we call it the hero prop. And then whenever you have a hero prop, you should have two, because something's going to happen to that one. So we got to the last shot. Teddy had left, and the beautiful actress that played the young girl, Azalea Wong, incredibly talented, beautiful. She let the balloon go, and it went up, way up to the ceiling of the platform. And then, you know, like we were able to like just have somebody stand on the seat with a tripod with a wad of scotch tape on it to just touch the bottom of the string. And that wad of scotch tape pulled that balloon all the way down.
And I think it was easy to kind of feel scared in that place because I've never been in that part of the subway. And there weren't that many people, so it was pretty frightening actually just being there.
It was extremely powerful because we're doing this live, and then there are all these people who are just watching and listening to the same music, you know, and so they're hearing "Stop Asian Hate," and love one another, and they're really captivated, even if they do have to get home, because I think we were, you know, people wanted to get home, people wanted to get to work, wherever it was, but they stopped and they were really captivated by all this masses of people running out of the subway. So it's a message, you know, it's a message that is.
Yeah, I think so too. It's a very powerful message that we need out there. With that, how did you work with your cast to bring out the emotional depth and complexity of their characters? Jude.
First of all, it was actually just before that SAG was going to strike, so that we are actually worried about that. But it was actually clear because that you know, it's a super low budget, and as a cast member, Perry is fantastic. He's got a very like a strong and also a precise view he wanted to achieve, and he was going for that no matter what. Also, we've got a great DP, Francesco. He was like constantly like shooting around, and more like I was kind of worried about that. He definitely his style is more like a ADHD kind of style, so he doesn't stop and, you know, moving around. But, you know, you can see the result of it. So
shout out to Sasa. Yeah.
Call out some of our cast members. There's Sasa Young right over here. But our DP was Francisco Ali Wallace, and editor was Sue Lee.
Debuted a song last night. Can you tell me about that?
What's that?
That new song.
New
Ode
song.
to Vincent.
That's a Rick wrote a very also kind of, you know, it's a well, you know, happened in the 80s, but like it's still like a, you know, timely,
So
timely,
so
you know,
timely,
the song.
So timely, like still something that galvanizes, brings our communities together.
Right. And then so that, you know, we developed the song from the scratch. I mean, Rick wrote it, but it was really fun. Also, we have very super talented new band member, Jet Young.
June calls him our secret weapon because he's just so, like, he says such. My son Jet it was his debut in New York City, actually, as a band member in a live band, and he'd only been playing bass for a year or less than a year.
Oh my God!
Yeah, but
And
he
he just stepped in as if he'd been doing it all his life.
It felt like it, right? But it, you know, I did start him in guitar and drums and flute when he was very young, and he actually was very musical. He played saxophone in middle school.
Right.
And so, but he was already very musical, but he picked up the bass in just less than a year of watching TikTok videos. So it's very possible to learn from TikTok and YouTube these days without a teacher.
Right.
But, you know, I gave him a little guidance. And when I found that he was just very interested in Judo Club and he would talk about songs, I was like, well, there's an opening now if you want to film. And he was just like, I'm there, you know, and he worked so hard. Yeah. He learned and he filled in and he gave creative input on the new song, Ode to Vincent Chin.
Okay.
And then he learned where's Corky Lee? In one night, in one
Wow.
lesson, in one rehearsal, he learned it, and he
Wow.
practiced all night the night before,
Okay.
and he performed it perfectly. I was really impressed and proud of him.
All right. So we're not only debuting a new bass player, we are also premiering a new song here for you tonight. It's called Ode to Vincent. Now, the brutal, violent murder of Vincent Chin in the 1980s revealed the heart of hate and racism in this country. But it also lit the fuse for Asian American activism by uniting all types of Asian Americans, seeking justice for Vincent and his family. Murder in Motor City, 1982. Dodge, Chrysler, Ford, Chevy, Malibu. No gas, no jobs on the assembly line, saying jobs taken, what should be mine? Sledgehammer to those Jap cars and those Jap radios. Vincent Chin getting married in the morning, last night before he rode. Oh, to Vincent, same old story told. Oh, to Vincent, justice is still owed. Bachelor night at the fancy pants lounge. The groom's best man order another round. Two white men yell, little men like you who took away our jobs. Fuck you! When Vincent stood up, all hell broke loose. Then everybody ran. When the man came back from his car, baseball bat in his hand. Oh, to Vincent, same old story told. Oh, to Vincent, and justice is his soul. Face down and hunted, held down and eaten, $20 bounty on his head. Single, double, triple, home run, hit after hit till he's dead. Fine, $3,000, that's all the judge handed down. $3,000 for a man lying dead on the ground. To hear the crack of the bat in Michigan, still blood on Woodward land. Hear the cries of Asian America and a prize flowers in her hand. Oh, to Vincent, the same old
Now, something else that's really exciting is that Stop Asian Hate, Love One Another is actually going to be playing at another film festival this fall. Shall we give them a little peek of that?
Let's give them a plug. Go ahead, June. Give them a
No,
plug.
surprise us.
Well, it's going to be in the Boston Asian American Film Festival, BAFF. I think it's October 18th. Thank you, yes. Very excited about that, and there's a possibility that Judo Club will also perform with that premiere.
Awesome. So, what has your experience been with the film festival this year? Any movies that you've seen that you were just, oh my God,
This film festival?
amazing? Yeah.
Luckily, Perry actually granted me the artist pass, so that I've been trying to utilize it as much as possible. Definitely the opening night, Nobuko Miyamoto's
Oh,
documentary.
Right up our alley.
Yeah, that was like a really. I met her in person like zillions of years ago. She was really sweet, and she's still sweet, and she's like the legend, basically.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Definitely an
Yeah.
AAPI pioneering
Yeah,
artist, activist.
activist, yeah.
I didn't realize, and that's just my bad, West Side Story?
Yes, I want to live in America, right? That was amazing. I saw her as a
Flowers,
kid.
drum
And
song.
Flower Drum, well, like Flower Drum song to
But
be
yeah,
expected,
it's
but
Asian
West
theme,
Side Story,
right.
that was amazing.
But
Right.
She looked like a Latina with a.
Well, what I found though, what was really profound was when she talked about chop suey and how chop suey affected her to move past just performing and actually using her art as activism. And I thought there was no better way to relay that to the activists coming up.
That's what we
Artists-
do.
The artivists.
That is exactly what we do. I mean, as you know, our friend Corky Lee was a mentor of mine, and he used his camera as the sword of justice, he would call
Right.
it. Our unofficial photographer laureate of Asian America. He was a mentor. He wrote the first production I was in New York City with Karen Lee,
Oh,
Havoc in
okay.
Gold Mountain.
All right.
So Corky wrote a play, and it's the only play he ever wrote, and Karen Lee and I performed it. We're the two
Okay.
performers, and Karen and I have been talking about how we should just actually
Oh,
resurrect
that's
it.
right. You were going to do it at Asia Roma.
Yeah,
I
we
think.
actually we talked about it, resurrecting it, because it's actually quite a nice one-act play.
Yeah.
But Corky and Fred Ho and these people are just amazing activists who
Really
who's-
paved the way.
paved the way for us to do more and see a different way, a different style. And I think with Corky, his sort of heart is in everything he does about sharing the community, and I really gravitate towards empathy through our work and in changing society that way.
Mm-hmm.
We're gonna ask for a little help here. When we sing this song, we're gonna sing "There's Corky," and if you could give us a "Where back," that'd be great. Kind of goes like this. Harry, you go. So it kind of goes like this. Where's Corky? Where? That's good. There's Corky. Where? Good. There's Corky. Where? I think they've got this. Alright, so here we go. Here we go. There's Corky. Where? There's Corky. Where? At Panesia's restaurant. There's Corky. Where? Slant was putting big on. Flashing all his camera scenes. Well, it's tough being Corky Lee. Here we go again. There's Corky. Where? Goes in a Chinatown Sunday style. There's Corky. Where? Anti-immigrant gadget prime. There's Corky. Where? Mulberry Street is burning hot there. Anti-Asian hate crime in Queens. And it's tough being Corky Lee. How does he do it? I don't know. But he's at every protest. He's at every show. He's where the Asian American action is. Shooting politicians to performance artists. How does he do it? Running all over the place. Single lens flexing. He must be in great shape. It's tough being Corky Lee. guitarist, songwriter, and guitarist vocalist. Very young on electric guitar. Thank you all, Kathy. Father True. Thank you, everybody. Thank you, ACB.
We gotta stop Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Stand up together. End Asian hate forever. Unify together. End Asian hate forever. Love one another. Stop Asian hate. Stop Asian hate. Come on now. We gotta stop.
Oh, thank you very much for joining us for this edition of Backstage Pass with Lia Chang. Of course, if you're in the Boston area, you should totally check out the film at the festival.